viewers, on our video today. We are doing history and government. This is Form 3. We have questions and answers that we are going to discuss on this video, and we request you to watch this video up to the end so that you can benefit. If this is your first time to watch our videos, we request you to kindly consider subscribing to our channel, and we shall appreciate. To the subscribers, we want to thank you guys for your support. Question number 1: give the sources of information on history and government of Kenya which deals with the scientific analysis of man's material culture. The answer is archaeology. Number 2: which was the most common political authority in pre-colonial Kenya? That one is Council of Elders. Number 3: identify 2 ways in which poor transport has contributed to the food shortage in developing nations. Poor transport hinders the transportation of perishable farm produce. That is what we are saying. You are told to identify 2 ways in which poor transport has contributed to the food shortage in developing nations. Poor transport hinders the transportation of perishable food produce, which eventually goes bad, causing food shortage. Number 2: it hampers on transport of finished product from the industries to the market. Number 4: it affects the transportation of farm input. Number 4: identify one scientific invention of the 20th century which has prolonged lives. That one is heart transplant. Number 2: kidney dialysis. And number 3: polio vaccine buys easily. Number 5: identify one characteristics of human right. One characteristics of human right. Number 1: they are universal. Number 2: they are integral or inborn. They are indivisible. Number 4: they have limitations. Number 6: name 2 methods that European powers used to acquire colonies in Africa. Number 1: treaty signing. Number 2: trickery. And then the third one is divide and rule. This is where they were dividing the community. Like for example, if they found the community united, they divide them, and then the community members start fighting among each other, and finally, because now they are not united, they have been divided. Now the European power can enter in between and control them. That is what it means by divide and rule. Then treaty signing. This is where maybe the authority of the community is meant to sign document which they are not able to read. Next we have military conquest. This is where they used the military power, they used force, and obvious the Africans were defeated because they did not have proper equipment. Welcome back, our listener. We appreciate that you have subscribed, you have liked. Number 7: list down one political effect of the partition of Africa. List down one political effect of the partition of Africa. It led to introduction of new system of administration. Number 2: present day boundaries of Africa were drawn. Some African communities resisted the coming of the European. Next, it encouraged nationalism and state formation. Next, African communities were split into different states. And then the last one, local African rulers lost their authority. These people lost their authority because now the European powers took over. Number 8, identify one term of Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. This one is a very common question. You can find it in your exam anytime, even KCSE. A European power called claiming a part of Africa was to inform other European powers. That is the first term. Number 2, European powers were to declare their spheres of influence. Number 3, an European power claiming a sphere of influence and to establish effective occupation. Next, all European powers acquiring colonies and to stop slavery and slave trade. Next, River Congo and River Niger were to be left free and open for navigation by all European powers. Next, Congo Free State was recognized as a Belgium colony. Remember, this Berlin Conference was held in order to avoid conflict between European powers who were scrambling for territory in Africa, and therefore the Berlin Conference solved that issue so that they were able to know who will take which part. Number 9, name the chartered company that administered Kenya on behalf of British government. That one is Imperial British East Africa Company. That is Imbea Company. Number 10, identify 2 terms of Anglo-German Agreement of 1890. That is Heligoland Treaty. Uganda was recognized as British sphere of influence. Germany agreed to abandon her claim over Witu. The German possession indicated a strip of Tanganyika acquired from British, and the coastal region of Tanganyika purchased from the Sultan of Zanzibar. The western boundary of Uganda and Tanganyika was defined, and then the last one, the Sultan was left with the 16 kilometers along the coast.